Good evening. Hey, Patty. Kiri, hello. Sunflower Marcia, hello to you. Ah, just waiting for everybody else to wake up, right? I know. Where is everybody? You'd think it's a Monday or something. Well. Bex, hello. Good evening. I love all the little waves. Those are so cute. Alicia, hello. You're on your phone for a bit here? Okay. No worries. No problem. Oh, so it's just too bright. Feels really bright. I think it's just because it's so dark out now. And it's still hard to get used to. It's like 4:30, quarter to 5, just boom, it's black. What do we have? 10 days left? 10 days till the first day of winter. Oh my goodness. And then the days start getting longer again. It's so weird because we still have above normal weather, temperatures, and very little snow out there. And so it's like, it still feels like fall, which it technically is. But, it's like, oh, oops, sorry. It just seems like it's so strange to have it be, um, you know, just approaching the shortest day of the year, and all of a sudden we're going to get longer again when we haven't even really hit winter yet. It's just really strange. Grammy Karen, hello. I know I haven't seen you for a while. No worries, Alicia. We're just getting going here. I'm not blaming you here. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. The past 2 mornings it's dropped freezing. Ooh. There wasn't a golden egg. The goose that laid the golden egg. You need to get ready to winter sow some things. Well, see, now you can do that. Get things going there. So that's pretty awesome. I was just here in Pennsylvania, had 2 inches of snow this morning. Oh my goodness. We got some snow on Saturday, but it was at the most a half an inch. I mean, but it was really windy. It was like 35 mile an hour winds. And so it's just blowing everything around. So it just kind of caught into things like the grass and trees and different things like that. But so things are still a little bit white out there, but you can still see the grass. You can still see everything out there. And so, it's like not really snow, but still kind of. Joy, hello. She should have played a golf. If he was supposed to wait till spring, I mean, right now that would have been proper, right? Just getting past the windstorm today. Parents lost power for half the day. Oh my goodness. I can winter sow seeds in milk jugs there. Oh, probably. Probably. So, yeah, I was thinking today, it's like I was in Menards, which is like Home Depot type of thing. But anyway, I was getting some wood to try to build some shelves in another room, and um, just thinking about it's like, oh man, it's gonna be. We're only like 3 or 4 months out from having to start seeds again. Here, I mean, some of you are much earlier. Like you, Patty, you said, you can start winter sowing and stuff, but, just getting some seeds going and, oh, it's crazy how fast it goes. It feels like we just finished this season of gardening, and I was like, whew, diving into the next one. You had frost and thin layer of ice on the goat's water trough. It is 20, I think it's, what did I say, 25 degrees right now. here, and tomorrow's high is 28. Then we go back up to 30s and 40s for the highs. It's crazy. So, yeah, for December, we should normally be at like 20 to 25 degrees for the high and lows in the teens to single digits. That's what it should be right now. So we're definitely above normal. You finally got your leaves and trimmings bagged and ready for the city to pick up. Oh, and guess what happened? They didn't pick it up. They didn't come by. Or dogs got a hold of the bags and threw them all over, or oh my goodness, my imagination's going wild here, Joy. I don't know what happened there. It was cold there, mild and wet today because of the weather system. Okay. Not sowing in ground though. Oh, winter. Okay. Got it. Got it. So I'm getting so thank you. I'm glad that you guys can hear me okay. My ears are still stuffed up. So it's like really it's getting very annoying. I've been trying different things, but yes, my voice is much better. Everything else is doing well. Just my ears. Your garden is doing better now that it did last summer. It took a bunch of lettuce to friend. Good. Good. Oh, they didn't pick it up. Okay. Of course. All that work and getting it ready. And when they said that it was going to be picked up, right? So I just got this in from Amazon yesterday. I hate it when they deliver on Sunday, but anyway, I ordered it so it's like it could be a Monday delivery or a Tuesday delivery, but they're like, "Ooh, we'll deliver on Sunday." It's like, "Oh, please don't." But anyway, I got this organic ear oil. Whoops. It's it's gigantic. And it's for ear infections. What does it say? Itching and irritation, moisturizes, cleans ears, but it's for ear infections and stuff. What it has in it is mullein extract, which I thought was really interesting. Grapeseed oil, onion oil, garlic oil, lavender, and tea tree oil. I know the tea tree is really good, and onion and garlic and stuff, but I didn't know that mullein would be good for that. It's good for hearing loss, for earaches, tinnitus, itching, discharge, odor, and other complications. So anyway, I've used it a couple times, and it's very, very soothing. We'll see. We'll see if it gets things out. If it clears up my head here so I can hear. So in other cities, they actually oh, complaining of a cold that stuffed their ears and having trouble. Really? I wonder if it's a particular kind of virus going around or something. There's just all kinds of new stuff. But it was also after I was, in Arizona too. So could have been something in that desert sand that could picked up. And Patty, I read up on the valley fever, they call it. So I think you said it was desert fever. Was that what you said? But I couldn't find that. They just kept talking about valley fever and all the stuff with that. So I'm like, whew, I was kind of, oh, Carl, hello. I haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome. So yeah, I still don't know if I picked up something from that but that's really interesting, Carrie. That's really interesting. So it makes me wonder. And what was really surprising for me that flying didn't bother it at all. Yeah, because everybody's like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt so much when you go to fly with your head all stuffed up and everything." It's like, I think it was just so stuffed. There was no room for expansion. I don't think because it was just like it didn't bother me at all. I was waiting for it to happen. But okay, thanks, Patty. Um, folks complaining on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, there's just like just lots of weird stuff going on. But anyway, we shall see what I can get done. But I can't. I don't know if I told you guys or not. I do have an appointment with an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but I can't get in till January 2nd. January 2nd. And I'm like, okay, am I going to lose my hearing by then? And it's like, oh, it's crazy. Just crazy. You live in the middle of 1.5 million people, and was only today for my neighborhood. Oh. So do you have a place, Joy, that you can go and drop them off if they're not going to come by and get them? If it was all leaves, I don't know if you have a way to make a compost pile or something. That'd be kind of interesting. So Curie could use your leaves. She would love to have those for her soil. You could put them in a big box and ship them to her. Say, Curie, here you go. Guess what? You're getting a load of leaves. Oh, that would be funny. That'd be great. So I got my very first seed order for the season. So I still have a few more coming in from Emma Gardner, but this is an Emma Gardner order. So I got, because I used them all up this year, so I got some more peas. Oops, can you see them? So green arrow pea. I've grown those before. Those are good. Some Tom Thumb dwarf peas. These are just like so fun. And they only get about 4 inches tall, or maybe 6 inches tall or something. But yes, Curie wants your leaves. There you go. Send them freight or something. If there's someone online who wants them, oh, there you go. Put it on Facebook or something, So, but yeah, these Tom Thumb dwarf. What do they say? It doesn't say how tall they get. But you can plant these 2 inches apart. They get 3 to 4 inch pods. They actually do pretty well for giving you a fair amount of seeds. They don't. I think they maybe set two rounds of flowers and then they're done. So they don't last as long as a real tall plant would of peas, but they're great for just kind of filling in areas, like between your tomato plants, between other things, as those are growing slower. So they're really kind of fun. So I got 25 seeds in a pack, so I got 2 packs of those. Oops. Then I got the beans I wanted were out of stock, but they have now since come in stock, and so they're on their way. But so I'd ordered some early contender beans, which I like, are bush green beans, the stringless, and Blue Lake, maybe? No, it was a different one. I can't remember what it is now, but they did have these. So I got a strike bush bean. They look pretty good. They get, doesn't say, smooth stringless pods, grow 5 to 6 inches long. So that's not too bad. I've never gotten those strike bean bush. Even though I don't have to grow beans this year, I was out of bean seeds, so I'm replenishing my supply, and just in case I do need to grow beans, I think I mentioned that last week to order them. But I mean, it's only 25 in here, and I usually plant like 100 plants or something. So I think I've got 5 or 6 packets of the others coming yet. And so we'll see. We'll see how they come. So I still have some other carrot seeds, but I did get, this is like my favorite, the tender sweet carrots. There's 700 seeds in this packet for $2. I mean, seriously. So, I mean, even if you get half of these, that's a ton of carrots for $2. And they just, once you've got to like weed through them and thin them like one time. And then after that, they're just like growing and just kind of do their own thing. And you don't have to tend to them a lot. And it's just then harvesting them and washing them up. So they really don't take much work. Oh, Curie. Yeah. You went through Baker Creek? You had $111 in seeds on your initial list. Oh, that's right. You were in round 2 last week, I think. So we'll have to see. Leaves for rocks. There you go. Hey, Caitlin. You won seeds from Garden State Gardener? Oh, nice. Oh, that's so good. I hear you, Patty. Yeah, it's like, I've got all kinds of seeds, but there are a lot of things I haven't grown. And so I don't know what their germination rate is going to be by the time I actually do go and grow them. But so anyway, yes, I got carrots. Needed to replenish that a little bit. But I really like the tender sweet just because they're long, straight carrots. And I really like those. They said these roots are like 9 to 10 inches long. Sometimes I can even get them like 12 to 14. It all depends on the summer. But I really like them. And they're a very sweet carrot. They're really good. So I got another pack of cover crop mix. It's a garden mix so that, because my cover crops I put in some of my beds this year, I only used the annual rye seed grass, and I think I used it all up. I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, I want to try this next year. So it's got like a really good full thing going on, and try to get them in earlier than a week before first frost. It would be good. Oh, jingle all the way to the mechanic full comp. Okay. Did anyone order those new purple tomato seeds VC has on their cover this year? Oh, I haven't gotten their books, so I don't know. Purple tomato seeds. Curious as all you're waiting to hear a verdict after folks hear them. Got it. I'm not sure. So, and then I always grow some bunching onions. So these are a Japanese bunching onion or green onion, whatever you want to call them. I really like to have those just for in my salads and garnishes and different things like that. Hey, Deb. How are you doing? And then last year I canned up, and I haven't used them yet. I need to. But I had a number of onions that were really little that just didn't grow from the big onions. And so I peeled them back and got kind of the smaller ones, and got kind of the center so that they were like a pearl onion. And I canned them as a pearl onion. So I've got pickled pearl onions that were supposed to be big onions. But this one is actually, and it looks like it's big because that's the picture, but it is a pearl onion. Well, it's supposed to be anyway. It's a mini onion. It's perfect for bunching or cooking as a pearl variety. cultivated from a short day onion to grow in a long day zone. I'm a long day zone. Um, to produce small pearl onions. So I thought I would actually grow what it was I tried to can last year. So your breathing, breath work session. So good this. Okay. Well, I hope that's working well for you. Cream potatoes and new peas. Oh, I have got lots of peas in the freezer from what I grew. Ooh. Mmm. So some mashed potatoes. Ooh, thank you, Patty. Thank you, thank you. Now, if anybody has canned pearl onions before, did you can them as a pickled onion or did you just can them as an onion? I'd like to know. And then use them like that. So I don't know how pickled onions would taste on mashed potatoes, or cream potatoes. Depends on where you're at or what you call them, right? But these grow nice and round, little round ones for canning. So might do that this year. And then Luke was live one night. I don't know when was it? It was in November sometime. Of course, I was doing nothing but just like recovering and watching YouTube videos and watching lives and then so that I ordered seeds in the middle of that. But he was showcasing some of them. He was, I think, just starting at A and then going through. But this one is an Aracara yellow bush bean. And he said that, and I've never grown dried beans. First of all, I don't really care for them. So it's like, I don't want to grow them if I don't eat dried beans, you know. I will put them in, I've done like a lentil soup or something like that and throw some in there and stuff, but I don't care for baked beans. And it's just something about the texture and everything. So anyway, I have gotten to the point where I can't eat chili with beans. And I usually use the small red beans and stuff like that. I will be okay with a kidney bean, but otherwise, it's taken a long time to get to that point. But anyway, he said these beans, when you cook them, and I have it written down somewhere, you cook them and add, we add, I don't know, butter and onions and some garlic or something like that. And he said they are the most delicious beans that he's ever had for cooking down a dried bean and everything. So he's going to be on Grow Big TV. Cool. He is just going to town. I am so proud of him. And he's just about to turn 30. And it's like, he's done so much as a young person. It's just amazing. So anyway, I don't know that I'm going to grow these this year, but at least I've got them that I can try them sometime. So got those. And then my freebie, my little freebie envelope or seed was a salad bowl mix. So that'd be kind of fun. Different textures, leaf types, colors, so it doesn't really say what's in there. But so it's a mix, salad bowl mix. So do I like garbanzo beans? Only and those are chickpeas, right? Only if they are super cooked up in hummus. I'll eat the hummus, but I don't like just having the regular beans to eat. So I know I'm strange like that, but it's just kind of one of those things ever since I was a kid. So I had to kind of chuckle. Because I got a box, but they packaged them in a Ziploc bag. All the seeds were there. They were just in a Ziploc bag. So cute. But anyway, those are the seeds I have that are new to refresh and replenish a little bit from this last year. Um, Grow Big TV is a brand new YouTube channel. Oh, okay. He's a guest. I wonder he didn't start it though, did he? Because his um his little saying, his tagline saying whenever he's signing off, he's like, grow big. So that's what I was wondering if he started it. That'd be interesting. I almost wish you had an air fryer to do garbanzos in. It's supposed to make a crunchy snack. Oh, I didn't know that. You put chickpeas in the air fryer with seasonings for. Maybe I should try that. Chocolate hummus. Ooh, I like garlic hummus with oil and garlic. And sometimes even the garlic hummus won't have enough garlic in it, so I will add more minced garlic to it. And it's like, it's not garlicky enough. What seasonings do you use, Grammy Karen? Several I would be willing to try that. If they are, fried up all crispy do they get really like dried and crunchy then? Or are they still kind of, do they end up being like a nut or something? Be interested to find out. Joe from Garden State Gardener and Corky from Wide Family Farm started. Oh, okay. On every Tuesday and Thursdays. Wow. Okay. I have another meeting on Tuesdays at 7 and Thursday or 6 Central, both times. But I could always go and watch it after it's done. You put taco seasoning. Ooh. Yum. Some garlic and Italian seasoning. Taco seasoning would be very good. I'll have to try that. Plus, I do have an air fryer, so that'd be interesting. Oh, hey, Drops. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. So, and then I got 2 bags of worm castings. Woohoo! Getting my soil amendments ready for the spring. So, or put 2 tablespoons around the base of each plant for slow feeding, or add 2 tablespoons to a gallon of water for a root drench of worm tea. Any remaining solids may be used around the plants after. So it's a 2-pound bag. I got 2 of them. I got 4 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of worms. So that's why they put my seeds in a Ziploc baggie. All this food tag is making you hungry. Okay. Been busy selling. Oh, wow. So you moving like within the same city, or you like moving like to a different state or something? You put a good bunch of parsley in your regular hummus, then whip it up. It's pretty colored. Oh, that would be pretty. Excitement. I know. It's like poop and worm castings. It's like, yes. I dropped some seeds. I got to pick them up, ladies and gentlemen. Can't lose my little dwarf peas here. They wouldn't know what to do. So anyway, that's my first seed order. I don't really need a whole lot. But like I said, I have some more green beans coming to replenish what I used this year. So you put a good bunch of okay. You made Cajun chili this week, bacon and pineapple. Oh, someone who puts pineapple on their pizza. Yes. It is so good. When you get pineapple and pepperoni or bacon and stuff like that, it's like that sweet salty thing going on, it's good stuff. It really is. You're moving to Arkansas. Okay. That's awesome. Very, very good. Another pineapple person. Yay. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, so got that done. I've been busy this week. My goodness. Doing a lot of customers with websites have been hacked, other ones with um, programs crashing, all kinds of stuff. So it was really a problem week. Troubleshooting and doing all that kind of stuff. There you go. All that food. We could just keep talking about food. Well, I'm going to talk about food, but seeds to the food. So we are on brassicas. Everybody ready? So was getting through cabbage and was started on broccoli. Didn't quite get to the cauliflower and get through that. But I'll see if we have enough time. I'll get through that. Otherwise, I'll have to wait till next week. So Hawaiian pizza is so good. Ham and pineapple. Like fresh tomato sliced up your Hawaiian style. Oh, there you go. Really, really thinly sliced too. Just kind of like, yeah. I just went to Pizza Ranch yesterday for lunch. They have a, what do they call it? It's kind of a Roma pizza or something. But anyway, it's a thin crust with really thin slices of tomato. They get all baked in there, and some spinach and a couple other veggies that are in there. And I mean, it just really looks so good. It is, it is good. I do like some meat on my pizzas. I'm more of a pepperoni person, I think. As a former engineer, you know nothing about web development, but you do build secure servers that don't get hacked. Oh, good for you. Are you with a particular hosting company, or that your servers go to? Because I would like to to know that. That's great. You make your own crust. Oh, I was so impressed with Living Traditions. So Sarah and Kevin, they made the cheese and egg crust for the pizza, and really, I love how they teach. They just go through step by step, and show all the extra things you need to do to make it really that much better. And it's like, they'll even say, well, some people add this, but we find it does this. So this helps out. And I bought a cast iron pizza pan because it was like, oh man, that just looks so good. Cloud South. Okay. I'm in the north, so maybe that wouldn't be able to get on. So you have clients that have clients that do one. Wow. Wow. Well, that is good. That's some traffic. That is some traffic. Well, thank you for building servers that are so secure then. That's great. Yeah, my client that had their site hacked, he had somebody else build it like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago or something. And it's been sitting there old. And I keep telling him, it's like, we need to upgrade. Oh, we'll just keep it the way it is. It's fine. And everything. And it's like, is one of those clients that shows up like once every 2 or 3 years and says, hey, could you add this or change this on my website? And it's like, and all of a sudden it's like, oops, it's now a porn site. It's like, let's take it down. You love the mod pizza with a cauliflower crust. Need to perfect this myself. I've tried the cauliflower crust and I'm not a fan of it, but the egg and cheese one looked really, really good. So Donna, hello. How are you? You have a pizza stone. You need some better flour. You don't care for AP so much for the dough. Okay. You have marketing clients that have you build servers. And, well, you're doing very well then, because that's really such a needed thing right now. Yes, yes, yes. So Taylor won some nice money in the barrels this weekend. Oh, good. Oh, yes, I am feeling better. Thanks. Ears are still all wonky, but I am doing much better everything else. So thank you. Okay, we have been on a series of talking about saving seeds. We started with the brassicas last week, and or has it been 2 weeks? 1 week, 2 weeks. We went through the rutabagas. Kind of did an intro for all the brassicas and rutabagas, but we talked about cabbage this week. So, even cast iron pans replace everything. Oh, you sell seeds. You are so industrious. That is so cool. Old style flowers like emmer or acorn, they're ancient grains from long before any of the GMO stuff. So, cabbage is the 4th most produced vegetable in the United States. Did you know that? The 4th most produced vegetable. While we may eat a lot of cabbage, very few of the hundreds of known varieties are still grown. Today's headed cabbage was selected from a wild perennial cabbage that still grows along the coasts of England. Cabbages have evolved into a variety of head shapes and growth habits through centuries of climatic and human selection. So in the 1800s, headed cabbages were divided into 5 categories determined by the shape of the heads. Now, I had no idea about any of this. I really didn't. So they were flat, round, egg or sugar loaf shaped, elliptic, and conical. In addition, there are 3 colors: white, green, and purple. Okay, so cabbage is a biennial. Did you guys know that? It's a biennial vegetable and must undergo vernalization, which is a period of cold temperatures. I wish Dave were on here right now. But anyway, I'm like, okay, what is vernalization? I hadn't heard about it. I have a link below that tells the difference between stratification and vernalization. Okay, vernalization is a process of making sure that it gets cold enough to help it flower. It helps the flowering process. Stratification helps the germination process. Okay, those are the 2 things, the differences there. So so it needs that vernalization in order to flower. In regions where winter temperatures do not drop below 28 degrees, so it'd be like Curie and Mac and Patty, probably the only ones. It is possible to plant biennial brassicas in the fall and harvest seed the following summer. So you could end up doing that. Even though it's a biennial, you could do it in the fall and then harvest the seed in the summer. So brassicas in the fall. Oh, okay. In colder areas, which is going to be most everybody else, cabbage plants must be dug carefully in the fall and stored between 32 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit with moderate humidity. The plants are then set out in a prepared garden bed in early spring. The plants can also be dug and transplanted into pots that are kept in a greenhouse until being planted out in the spring. So you could certainly do that too, keep them in a greenhouse. Cabbages become a favorite for you. Put some in your soup pot today. Cool. Oh, thank you, drops. That's already neat. You drop below 20 at least 1 hour per year. At least 1 hour per year. That's okay. Yeah, you were definitely below for several days. So, I'll get into a little bit more detail here, but cabbages are outbreeding plants. The flowers must be insect pollinated or hand pollinated to produce viable seed. Most cabbages are self incompatible. The pollen is viable, but is unable to grow a flower on the same plant. Okay, so viable pollen, but it has to go into another plant. Pollen carried by insects to a flower on another plant will grow normally. Because the insects must carry pollen from one plant to another instead of just from one flower to another on the same plant. The larger the group of plants, the better the pollination and seed production. They will cross with one another. So to save seeds from more than one variety, it is necessary to use caging techniques or isolate the plants by a distance of 1 mile. That's only if you've got, 500 acres that you can be growing on, right? Alternate Alternate day caging or caging with introduced pollinators can also be used. So, um, better than -8. uh, -8 is almost t-shirt weather for us in the winter. Well, it's hoodie weather anyway. It's yeah. We start talking about -30, then you can talk to me. No, so um in cold winter areas, late season storage cabbages are best used for winter storage. So, late season storage ones. Choose firm, solid heads. Trim off the loose outer leaves. Dig the plants very carefully and trim the root system to about 12 inches, leaving some lateral roots. So, if you could picture the head with the root on it, like a handle type of thing with even some little roots there, that would be really good, because then you'll be able to replant them in the spring. So it's kind of cool though, actually, how you get this all set up for this. Um so anyway, you need to store them again between 32 and 40 degrees and 80 to 90% humidity. um I don't even know where. Oh, it would have to be in a refrigerator. Again, all these refrigerators that I need just for storing stuff here. But -30 is getting chilly here in Minnesota. Exactly, Donna. It's like, whoo, okay, a little brisky out. uh, yep. Yep, takes 2 years. That's what I'm in the process here of describing. Thank you. Um, you grow red acre cabbage and get seeds. Cool. It was common for us when you lived in Alaska. Carl, I didn't know you were up there. That's very neat. Okay, growing cabbage for seed is one of the most interesting seed saving experiences. In early spring of the second growing season, so if you've grown them out the first summer, you harvest them, go to store them, and with everything that you need for replanting the next summer, then you can do that. Stick them in the ground. Let me see if it says here. Anyway. Oh, okay. The roots then can be covered with damp sawdust, and the entire head could be wrapped in newspaper if you want to try to do that for storage. Okay, so in the early spring of second growing season, cut a shallow X in the top of the head of the one that you're going to replant. Um, this will allow the emerging seed stalk to push up through the cabbage a bit more easily. The seed stalk actually pushes the head open and uncurls itself as it rises out of the head. It is a vegetable birth in the most graphic sense. The stalk will grow 3 to 4 inches tall before branching out. For further information on seed production and processing, okay, got to refer to another page in here. So, cabbage seeds do not normally require anything further for processing. However, if black rot diseases are a problem, the seeds can be hot water treated to reduce the incidence of the disease. When stored under ideal conditions, cabbage seeds will remain viable for 4 years. That's good to know. I mean, cabbages last a long time too, and it's like, okay, if you do get 1, 2, or 3 cabbages that you're um, replanting for seed, and you that's strictly what their use is. Well, drops, you could probably tell us like how many seeds would you normally get out of one cabbage? Because it doesn't really say here, but that would be. I mean, it does say that for like an ounce, and I don't know how many. I mean, how big they are, how much an ounce is. If an ounce would be like a fourth of a cup or something, but there's 7,000 cabbage seeds in an ounce. So I don't know how much you'd get off of one cabbage. So you prefer being able to garden year round. You're harvesting lettuce. That's so great. That's so cool. Uh, Yesterday you even harvested a few hot peppers. Cool. They just don't want to quit. Waiting for it to dry up to harvest Great Lake pole beans, crochet squash, oregano, and then germination test. Well, that's great. Rather than saying, "Oh, you get half of them, so we'll just sell it." No, that's awesome. Oh, crochet squash, quick neck. Those are very neat. You are a busy man. You've never grown cabbage. You may have to try. I have not either. Get a fermenter to make your own sauerkraut. Um, Mostly because I just don't have the storage place for growing a lot of cabbage. I could probably grow 1 or 2 and then just use them to eat right away. That would be what I could do. But otherwise, I just don't have any place to store them. That's my situation with this. But cabbages are biennial plants, again, that grow best in mild summer climates. Cabbage may be direct seeded or greenhouse started, covering the seeds ½ inch deep. The optimum seed germination temperature is 70 degrees, with germination usually occurring in 5 to 10 days. Direct seed or set out in full sun where summers are mild, or in afternoon shade in hot, dry climates. Cabbage plants should be thinned to 24 to 36 inches apart for food and seed production purposes. So since so many of us are in the northern half of the United States, I kind of went through and just looked at that area for growing recommendations. So if you direct seed in early May, plants like full sun and average water. Use floating row covers to protect against flea beetles. Dig the plants in early October and store healed into sand or sawdust in a root cellar. Replant in early May. The seeds shatter easily. So gets too hot here to store for very long. I hear you. Okay, the overwintering the head is very problematic, however, in the Northeast because it's not absolutely necessary to do so. Um, you could also chop away a lot of the cabbage, leaving the core and the inner head as much as possible, and keeping the root and the inner core. And you could still to replant for seeds, and you could still use the other part of the cabbage, which would be kind of cool. So to eat, and so roots should be watered mid to late winter. Second-year plants are extremely susceptible to flea beetles and animals, so row cover is used until flowers form. So anyway, that is the cabbage information there. Um, and then broccoli and cauliflower varieties are available in purple, green, and white. Prior to the turn of the century, purple broccoli was more common than green broccoli. Do you guys know that? I mean, I didn't even know there was purple broccoli until a couple of years ago, but it was far more common than the green. Broccoli was described in garden literature long before cauliflower. In Italy, the name broccoli originally referred to the tender shoots produced by various kinds of overwintered cabbages. So they're all like interchangeable almost. The shoots were highly regarded and were grown in the royal gardens. So the shoots from the cabbages were then taken and regrown and called something else. It's crazy. It's so fun. Um, maybe 40 per plant. Okay. Parsnips produce a ton. You did 6 plants of parsnips, ended up with a gallon bag. Oh, no worries. Store as well as kraut plus, yeah. These jars make you kraut in half gallon size. Good for me. um, so broccoli ceased to be a cabbage as gardeners selected and cultivated plants that produced the tenderest shoots in the greatest abundance. Centuries of selection resulted in varieties similar to the sprouting broccoli of today. As this selection continued, some plants exhibited white curds, okay, from the broccoli. Some exhibited white curds and were slowly developed into what is now known as cauliflower. So all of this, the broccoli and cauliflower, all come originally from cabbage. I mean, it makes sense that they're all brassicas and doing that, but I thought they were all completely separate, things in that way. So it was just so cool. So broccoli and cauliflower will cross with all other varieties within the brassica species, which include all cabbages except Chinese cabbage. Can't cross with them. Brussels sprouts, kale, collards, kohlrabi, as well as with each other. Beginning seed savers should restrict themselves to one variety per year. That means allowing just one variety of broccoli to flower, for example, and making sure that within a 1 mile radius there are no flowering plants of Brussels sprouts, cabbages, cauliflower, collards, kale, or kohlrabis. Advanced seed savers may want to try methods of alternate day caging or caging with introduced pollinators. So, broccoli and cauliflower are also biennials, and both must undergo vernalization in order to flower. So, again, that's getting it cold enough for a while so that it can then, allow it to flower, just like stratification. Um, Again, it's pretty much the same thing. Broccoli cuttings can sometimes be rooted and grown in a greenhouse. Um, the plants are sown in the spring, and the central head is harvested at least 2 months before killing frost. The central head stump is cut to 4 to 6 inches above the ground. The resulting side shoots are cut when 4 inches tall. Treated with a rooting hormone and planted in heated nursery beds. The rooted shoots are planted out the following spring. Since these rooted plant cuttings have undergone vernalization, they will bolt in the late spring and produce seed. So when they're grown for seed, don't harvest the heads for food. So it's a lesser quality and it's just not that good. So to ensure a good seed set and to preserve as much genetic diversity as possible, a minimum of 6 plants should be used for seed saving. 20 plants will provide a much greater genetic base. They have yellow flowers and they're attractive to bees. So again, our bees are so important to do all that. Yeah, so you just leave the stock in the ground, and that's for the next year. And I don't know how it would do in my climate though. You might need to remove it and put in a pot or something inside a protected area or something. It doesn't really say, so I gotta catch up on you guys here. You should snip off the top flower branches out from the sides. Yeah. Oh, salty though, what I made. So delicious. Fixing mini cabbages. Oh, good. Cutting them from the stalk. Remember seeing them for the first time with the mini cabbages. I don't know. It's even though it sounds really dry and everything, just going through this book, but there's like some really good information here that will help. Even just a thought process. If you're thinking about going and saving seed, it's like, okay, that's a 2-year process there. So, or that's an easy thing to do, or these kind of things. So, anyway, it's got some really great information here. So, yeah, like Joy says, so interesting. You saw weed flowers today. It's come from most tribal folks around the world. The Mobile Society. Yeah. You can every week? Wow, that's so great. We're realistic about what they can do and when or if at all. So true, Patty. Yep. So it's that's why I thought it'd be really good to do it during the winter here, so you can kind of get your thoughts going and what you're able to grow, what you can't, and what you want to save seed for, all that kind of stuff. So most of them are 2-year seeds. So yep. You just cover your garden bed with your maple leaves to deep insulate, kind of insulate. Your root veggies, kale, and broccoli is so fine in the cold from your experience. That's so good. That's great. For me, we'd probably have to cover it with lots of hay bales or something, so it would be, really thick because our frost goes so deep. And my average frost depth is 3 to 6 feet, something like that, or 4 to 6 feet, something. So it's get pretty chilly. Beets are also 2-year seeds. Yeah, we're just early on in this book here. That's all that we've covered so far. We have got all those veggies. So, but thank you for all your contribution to this information. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we're already done. This hour is over. I hope you're finding some good information with this and it's helpful, and just hope you have a great week and start looking at those seed catalogs, ordering your seeds, paring them down like Patty needs to. Okay, good for you. For 5 days, messed up the first 20 years. It takes a while to figure it all out, it really does, especially if you don't have somebody right by your side working it out and everything, so, alright, you guys, take care, God bless, always have hope, and we will see you next week. Remember that, Christmas Day and New Year's Day, I will not be on. Taking a break there, so, alright, love you guys, take care, it did go fast. Alright, Patty, that would be great. Good night. You're welcome, Deb.